the only Dior fragrances worth getting, in my opinion. Obviously, not everyone will agree with me, but here's my list here. So, Dior makes quite a lot of fragrances, and there are a select few that I think are really worth the money. I'm going to start with one of my absolute favorites, which is Ambre Nuit, from Dior, obviously. This is an amazing unisex scent. It is just super warm, super velvety, a little bit musky, a little bit spicy. It kind of has everything. Obviously, it's an amber fragrance in the title, but because it is unisex, it's super versatile. I would say it's a little bit more of an evening fragrance or maybe a cold weather fragrance, but overall, you could pretty much wear this just about anytime, anywhere. And as soon as you smell it, you could tell that it's this kind of like hyper luxury, amazing scent that, you know, I haven't smelled anything similar to it. So when you wear this, you know you're gonna smell very, very unique. You're gonna smell different from everyone else, which is, you know, always a good thing to look out for. You don't want to smell exactly like everybody else. But yeah, this is the Eau de Parfum as well, so it's super strong, super concentrated. It will last all day, all night, no questions asked. And it's just a nice fragrance, you know, if you're looking for a more resonant, more mysterious, heavy sort of fragrance, Ambre Nuit is definitely the way to go. Now, in a similar vein, from Dior's kind of upper shelf fragrance offerings, this is Tobac Color. So this is also a unisex option. From the name, you can guess it is a tobacco fragrance. And I like it because it's a smooth tobacco. It's not like this harsh, smoky scent like you're choking on smoke. This is more smooth, more sophisticated, a little bit mysterious. Again, it's unisex, but I would say it's a little bit more on the masculine side. Absolutely no sweetness to it. Kind of a dry, smoky, just solid fragrance. And as I said, mysterious. This is definitely, if you want to be kind of, you know, maybe you're at the club or maybe you're going to dinner in the evening, you know, this is a very mysterious yet elegant sort of scent. And it's, again, very unique. The way it does this tobacco note, this smokiness, is much different from how a lot of other fragrances and fragrance brands try to approach that same note. So you'll definitely get a very unique experience with Tobac Color. Again, it's on the more expensive side, but if you really like tobacco and you want something that will last a very long time, this is a really good option. Then, moving on to a classic option here. This is Dior Homme Original, which I do not believe they make anymore, unfortunately. But the one you can still get, which is a pretty close alternative, is the Dior Homme Eau de Toilette, or the Dior Homme Sport, which I'm pretty sure they still make. So, really, really delicious, kind of traditional men's fragrance. Has some iris notes in it. Very clean, very fresh, even a little bit powdery in how clean it is, kind of like fresh laundry almost. But this is really nice for the daytime, going to work maybe, but yeah, general daytime use. Not quite prominent enough for the evening, but for the daytime, very, very elegant, very sophisticated. You could tell this is a high quality scent as soon as you put it on. You know, like, you're not messing around. If you're wearing this, you're not messing around. And even though it is a men's scent, I would say it kind of leans more on the unisex side, which I would say is a bonus because, you know, it makes it extra versatile. And it's just very pleasant to smell. I haven't come across anyone who has smelled this, you know, Dior Homme and has said, I hate this. I cannot stand to smell it. Everyone I have met that has smelled this has enjoyed it quite a lot. So you can't really go wrong with it, you know, when the majority of people enjoy it. Plus, this is much more affordable than, you know, the other two that I mentioned before. Usually Dior Homme, I believe, is around $90-ish. It kind of depends on what kind of bottle size you get, but, you know, more affordable than Tobac Color or Ambre Nuit. Then, moving on to actually another kind of Dior Homme, I would say Dior Homme Intense is a really good option. This is also one of my favorites in terms of the Dior Homme universe, because there's quite a lot of them. I like this as well because it also has a very strong iris note, and I think iris is just one of the best notes you could possibly put in a fragrance. And besides the iris, it's mixed with some musky notes. There's some musk mallow thrown in there, and even a little bit of spiciness as well. So it's very, very unique. Now, it's primarily meant for the evening. You know, maybe you go out for dinner or you go out to a party or something. But despite all that, it's very versatile. It's not just reserved for those occasions. It's also really good cold weather scent because it is so warm and a little bit cozy as well. And I quite like that. I like fragrances that are warm and cozy, a little bit mysterious, which I would say this is also a little bit mysterious. Very, very, very good longevity as well. It is, I would say it lasts probably 7 hours, sometimes more depending on the person who's wearing it. And great projection, great scent trail. You know, as soon as you wear this and you just walk anywhere, you'll have a really, really nice scent trail following you around. People will notice this on you immediately. Now, taking a complete kind of 180 from this, the last one that I have to mention in terms of really, really good Dior fragrances is the ever classic Mistor, which is of course a feminine fragrance. So the thing about Mistor is that, kind of similar to Dior Homme, there are many, many variations of Mistor. So, you know, one or several sometimes variations come out every so often, every few years. So the one that I tried most recently, I believe, is the 2021 Miss Dior, which is very, very nice. It is a very strong floral scent, and if you like florals, that's the way to go, because, you know, there are plenty of floral fragrances out there. There's Red Door by Elizabeth Arden, you know, for example, which has a huge list of florals. But if you want a more elegant, more top shelf option for a floral fragrance, Miss Dior is a really, really good option. And its longevity is very, very surprising to me, because usually floral fragrances do not last very long. They have relatively light notes. They're not great performers, but Miss Dior changes all of that, and I would say it lasts a minimum of 6 hours, easily can go to 8 sometimes. So definitely a strong floral fragrance. You can easily rely on it. Primarily a daytime fragrance, and especially for spring and summer, but it's versatile enough to be used throughout the year. By a wide variety of people. It's a very agreeable scent, with just about every floral note you can think of. But that is my list of Dior fragrances that I think are worth the hype, worth the money. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, of course, leave a like, maybe subscribe, and I make videos throughout the week, so stick around for those.